Hi, guys. It's Karma. Um, I just want to, first of all, thank you for being here to watch this. And secondly, I really am just very excited to share what I've discovered tonight while I was doing my little investigating into my room. First of all, I want to show you the video, and then I will be happy to walk you through it. So I went into my room and I bought myself a new thermal gun, which it shoots. Oh, heck, wrong one. Oh, it's one of these. There it is. It's a scanner. It's a heat scanner. So I thought I would try it in the room just to see if I had any cold spots in case this was actually a haunting, which I'm happy to say. At least not in that room, it's not. It's really not. So of course there's orbs or whatever. Now I know that they are made of light, just light. I don't know where the light's coming from, but I can guarantee you they're made from light. So I was exploring and checking out various places for heat or cold signatures. And this is me doing that. And I decided to play around with the laser for a little bit. Okay. So what I've got in my hand is a giant crystal. It's a red crystal. It looks like a diamond that I decided would be fun to shoot the laser in just to see what it would do. And that is what I was doing to see just experimentally if it was going to excite these things or antagonize them. And this is me looking at the light that is being kicked up from shooting my laser into this giant diamond, this red diamond shaped piece of glass. So it looks like it did, make them a little bit curious. But what I found by playing with this thing is that I am able to recreate somewhat what I have been seeing happening in my room, which leads me to believe that these things are made up entirely of light, which would make sense because I've told you before, they do not respond to any commands and they do not function in an intelligent manner. So I was able to ascertain through my little discovery that they are made purely of light, and I did mimic them with my laser. And so let's watch this video for a little while. This again is me playing with the crystal, shining the laser into it just to see what would happen around the room. And if you'll notice when I do that, still there's things flying around, but you can also see that I'm doing the same thing too, somewhat. There you can see the little lights that I'm casting. And then of course you can see the difference between the things that are flying around and the magic that I'm doing, the witchcraft, the mojo. I don't know what you would call it, but I'm able to, if I could control it better, I would be able to mimic. Oh, it froze. Huh. I would be able to mimic the way they blink across the room, but I'm not able to do that at this point. So that's one verification to show that these things are made of light, pure light. I don't know where the light's coming from. I don't know what is making them do this. I can tell you that I also bought myself a multimeter, and the multimeter is a way to measure all kinds of electrical charges. Now, I didn't have these probes plugged in, which I'm not going to use those. I was just using the multimeter as it is. And it does pick up atmospheric charge. It does. So I thought, well, I'll just see if I can get some atmospheric charge from them. And I really never got any spikes or peaks or anything. I think the highest it went up to was 10, and that was when it was laying on my bed. So, I mean, who the hell knows? That's a mystery for another day. Right now, I'm trying to solve this light thing. But if we get back to this, then it shows you that at this point, I'm starting to play with a flashlight. So I'm shining the light in the room to see what happens. And that excites them a bit, the lights. And so we're going to watch it for a minute longer or so until I do something different. Of course, you guys know I'm a techno retard, so I'm doing the best I can, people. But of course, you can see the charges all around me, and you can see me playing with the laser. And I can't make it, go across the air like the other lights do, but I noticed that if I move it fast, that it looks a lot like some of the light streaks. I mean, it looks almost exactly like some of the light streaks that I get. So now that we know this, and you'll see lights will streak across the room, and you've got the comparison to use. But now I feel like I'm getting at least a step closer to solving this mystery. And no pun intended, but in light of that, I am actually going to do something that I never thought that I would do. There, that shows me playing around with it, dragging it. That was kind of a neat light that just stopped in the middle and went straight down. They don't always continue along a straight path or curved path or whatever they're doing. They do stop and they do turn around. They do stop and go up or down and change their directions dramatically. So once again, I feel like I should reiterate that these are not dust particles. They are not bugs. They are like that comet tail you just saw. Well, that long dragged out one gives you an idea that I'm able to mimic them somewhat, and not completely. That looks remarkably like what I've been seeing, except for it's against the wall only. And at this point, I'm starting to realize, hey, this looks a lot like what I've been seeing. So, I mean, it opens another mystery. At the same time, it's getting closer to closing the door on this one. But have no fear, because number one, because I'm realizing these things are purely made of light, therefore they cannot harm me. They're not electrical discharges like I had thought. I have no measurements of electricity in the room that would substantiate that theory. So I'm not entirely sure what they are, but I know it's not static. So I'm going to say they are light impulses. I don't know where they're coming from, and I don't know what causes them. I'll have to do more research, but that's okay. The only way to solve a mystery is to dig in and get your hands dirty and debunk even your own theories. I'm not attached to any particular theory. I really care less. I'm just trying to figure out what the hell's going on. So I've decided, in light of, again, no pun, this discovery, this most recent discovery, that I'm going to spend the night in my room on Friday night, and I'm going to live stream it all night, so that anybody that should be interested in watching this can see what happens while I'm sleeping. I can observe it in the morning when I go through my video. I've shown you my video feed a billion times, so you basically know how it works. So I'm going to live stream, spend the night in my bedroom for the first time in, at least 4 months. I've only slept in there once before, and I think that was right after I bought that bed. That room, if ever I were going to have a room that were actually haunted, then it would be that room, because when I left my house that I sold, it was it was severely haunted. It was beyond stupid. Like I told you, I had 3 separate paranormal investigations at that house, and it got very, very bad. And I said I would get rid of everything, and I got rid of a lot of things. I just held this massive yard sale and got rid of almost almost everything. I threw a lot of things away. I sold a lot of things, and I kept a lot of things. And almost the entirety of what I kept, as far as the artwork and things that I like the best, are in that room. Not to mention, the bed that I bought is a steel bed, and it is a frame that fits together like a puzzle. It actually slides in like this, so that you don't need to screw in anything. It just slips together. So doing some research on that, it's, like I said, 50, 60, 80 years old. So it's had a lot of life, and that's the original mattress too. And so it will be interesting. I have never slept in there as long as I've had my cameras. So even I don't know what will happen. But Friday night, I will do a live stream of me spending the night in my bedroom for the first time in months and months. And it should be interesting to see what happens. So that's my very exciting news. I have discovered that these things are made purely of lights, like laser lights, and where it's coming from, I don't know. But I'm happy to know that it's not a haunting and it's not static discharge, so I don't feel like there's any danger whatsoever. And I will try it one night and see what happens. But once again, just in case you guys like to see, the room is very, very quiet. Very quiet. There is no activity whatsoever. So I'm 99% convinced that this is entirely my fault. I'm causing this somehow, but not through any conscious efforts, because it's fun to watch, but it's a little scary sometimes. And although I love to be a little bit scared, I don't want to spend all day and night being scared. There's no fun in that. So I'm going to try and prove again my theory that this is definitely something to do with me. And here's my engineered way of making this stupid thing be on camera. So let's see. Got it right. God dang it. Don't do it. Oh, God. You guys, come on. Really? So I'm going to set this camera up, and then I'm going to step into the room, and we're going to see what happens. If I can get the camera to look at the camera. Needs to come back more. I think that might be good. I'm going to have to look. That's a pretty good view. All right, so I'm going to step into my room and see if I can kick up any activity. And again, I'm convinced this is entirely my fault. So let me get this camera fired up. Get this monitor fired up, and then I'll step in there. Okay, you guys, I'm heading into the room. Let's see what happens. What's up with your tail, cat?
you don't want to, but if you want to, come on. Hi. Hi, little people. What are you doing? All right, I'm going to have to go back out. You guys are welcome to join me. You want to go with me? All right, so here we go. You want to go? Hey, if you don't want me to go, then everybody's coming to the room with me. Oh, okay, I'll come. No problem. Thank you so much for coming in here with me. I appreciate it.
There you go. So I'm going to perform some more experiments. Like I said, this is not a haunting, so I'm not really sure which way to go with this. There's not a whole lot of information out there. People will tell you these are light beings, these are spiritual beings, these are actually ghosts, blah, blah, blah. I'm rapidly becoming of the opinion that's a load of bullshit. I mean, I have several loved ones that I would definitely love to make contact with, but those are things to do for another time. My next experiment, or let's call it an investigation. My next investigation will be the woods across the street, because there seems to be some activity that my neighbor's animals, and it's his woods. So they seem to be experiencing problems out there. And I think I mentioned it last night, to the point where he let his dogs out, and he does that at night. And the little one ran straight for the woods and came out directly with all of its fur standing out. And that could be a wild hog. That could be any number of big animals, but you have to remember these animals have been running this land since they were puppies and kittens. And my neighbor has owned this land. I mean, his family's owned it for generations, just generations. So, I would have to think that if there were any wild hog out there, that I would have seen some kind of evidence of it, being as the woods are maybe 15 feet away from my front, from my mailbox tops. So I will explore it in the daylight. I will videotape that, and then I will go back again at night. And even though I'm not gonna lie to you, it scares the shit out of me to go out there at night, but I'm gonna big girl it, because if there's something, I know there's something out there. I have showed you guys pictures of the things that are outside of the house that are thankfully not inside. So that's going to be my next fun thing to do. And now that it's gotten to be wintertime, then it's much safer to do it because the foliage is down and there's just not a whole lot of snakes and whatnot. I don't think there's any snakes. So it could be. It's been pretty damn warm. But that's going to be my next thing to do. So Friday night, meet me here. I'm going to sleep in that bedroom and I am going to broadcast it live all night long. I hope you tell your friends so that you can see what happens. Hopefully one of those great big things that fly around, I got pictures of, will make an appearance. I've never actually been in the room when one of those things has come through, but oh God, I would dearly love to be in there when it happens. That would be awesome. These things right here, like that one. I've shown you this one before. That's Mothra. And then this one, which is some kind of jacked up ghost bat or something. I swear to Christ, I thought it was a bat. I went in there and tore that room apart looking for it. I was going to beat the hell out of it and kill it. But it's not. There's nothing there. And then, of course, the alien-looking thing that will latch onto your face and suck your brains out. At least, I mean, I watch too many horror movies, but that's what it looks like to me. Y'all let me know what you think of it. And you've seen these pictures before. I'm just showing them again to make a point. And it's a good point. It's a valid point, and it's a point that needs to be made. So let me see if I can find the damn thing. There it is. All right, this I swear to God looks like the alien from one of those freaking movies that we've all seen. I have no fucking idea what this thing is. It's insane. That was the best shot right there. And of course, if you like watch my videos, then I don't think anybody does, but if you watch my videos, then you will have seen other things. My favorite video, of course, is the little one, the short one, where that light thing buzzes into the room and it goes everywhere. And then to me, it reminds me of something that's really happy. And then it like zips behind that door and then it smacks into the door, and all you can see is these little speckles of light. So for whatever reason, that cracks me up every time I watch it. But anyways, okay, so Friday night, I will be here. I hope you're here. I hope you bring your friends, and it's a pajama party. So, make a couple of dirty martinis, have a couple of beers, eat some popcorn. You guys, you'll have to tell me. So anyways, thank you again for watching. As always, I appreciate it. If you do like what you see, please like and share. And if you want to subscribe, please do. If you have any friends that are interested in all these crazy hillbilly investigation things that I do, then please, everybody's invited. I guarantee you, once I get out of this house, it's going to get stupid because I have no freaking idea what I'm doing. Okay. So I fully anticipate getting the crap scared out of me in the middle of the night out in the woods. And it should be funny to watch because the stupid stuff I do is beyond reason sometimes. But anyways, thank you again for watching. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you on Friday for sure. Have a good night.